in before loud noises. There it is. Okay. Hey, folks, welcome back. Welcome to the first of our Elden Ring streams of 2025. Happy to be back. Thank you so much to everybody who stuck around from the Minecraft portion of the stream. Today, we are going to be starting a fresh run. And this one is an index build. So we're going to actually start Prisoner for once. This one is going to be the Bastards Stars playthrough. Once again, Twitch will not let me put Bastard in a stream title for obvious reasons. So this one is the B-Stars, which I'm pretty sure is an anime. So we're going to make the most anime character. For a little while, I had this idea of naming one of the, like, star-themed, the space-themed weapons, Astro Boy. So we're going to do that. And we're going to use the base or appearance preset that I pre-made for this, trying to make a character look as anime as possible, which is this. It's about as good as we could get, making a character look like Astro Boy in Elden Ring. And of course, he's a prisoner, so we're not going to see his face for the first little while. But yes, young Astro Boy is probably going to start with the Fanged Imp Ashes just so I don't have to go and buy them later. We can get enough golden seeds anyway. So, if everyone is ready for the bouncy ball, sing along if you know the words. I've got my fresh cup of tea, so I'm just going to be kicking back and enjoying as we start Astro Boy and his... I should have called him Legoshi because of B-Stars, but never mind. Yeah, let's do this. I'm going to be with you for the intro cutscene this time. Just ordered takeaway sushi for dinner. Oh, sounds good, Ginger. Sounds like a good decision.
Tell a story.
Hello, Marika. Hello, Radahn. So, yeah, there's a couple of folks I've been watching play this who are really, really close to the end of the game. I'm pretty sure Flint is fighting Radahn Elden Beast. Like, got to Elden Beast a couple of times. I'm not sure where Khan's got to, but Grady, I think, is in Farum Azula now. So, exciting to see everybody getting super close to the end of the game. Maybe a couple of them can drop in on early runs like this.
Now, Queen Marika,
There she is.
Is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Night,
2025 is going to bring us Elden Ring Night Rain, which is going to be so fun.
was first to
Been reading up about it, and apparently it's basically a parallel world of Elden Rings post-Shattering, so
Marika's offspring,
everything that happens in this game is not canon to the world of Night Rain at all,
the shards
which is probably why Margit is in it.
Elden Ring. The mad taint of the
Oh, look at Mohg.
newfound strength.
So the next run after this one is going to be the Battle Axe, which will be the hero's starting weapon, and I am now seriously considering doing an all bosses run, like all base game bosses at least.
A war from which
And I might go into the DLC to get a couple of things, but not necessarily to fight bosses. I'll send you over some sushi.
a war leading
You know, they tell you not to, or like, it's a bad idea to eat grocery store sushi, or grocery store sushi is not going to be of the best quality. I think that may also extend to sushi sent to you through the post.
Rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long lost grace speaks to us all.
Courier, maybe. Yeah. One of those people with the motorcycles with, like, the blood transfusion supplies.
Chieftain of the Badlands,
The stereotype is gas station sushi. I mean, supermarket sushi over here is probably the same kind of thing.
gold mask. Fear, the deathbed companion. A loathsome dung-eater.
Squad.
And Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing.
My headcanon is that they all used to run a Night Rain squad back in the day. This takeaway's really good. You've had stuff from there before. Nice. It's nice when you get some local favorites going. I got an email from the place we order pizza from, and I almost decided to order pizza tonight, but we got other stuff in the fridge.
Whom grace would again bless.
It's one of those places that's only open like a few days a week, though, so...
Tarnished of no renown.
Wish you had a sushi place close. Yeah, we tend to go out for sushi. Like, there's a couple of places we could order from, but, yeah, we got a nice place in town that we can go to.
The lands between. To stand.
That's what living in a big city does, yeah.
The Elden Ring.
That big city life.
And become the Elden Lord.
Who's ready to become the Elden Lord in 2025? Goals. All right. Give me the finger. There we go. Can we not say give me the finger right at the start of an Elden Ring run? So Prisoner is a fun starting class. We're actually going to remove the helmet. Probably remove the shield as well, because who uses shields in this game? There he is. Astro Boy. Yeah, we're going to run to the point where we can get a weapon that closely resembles the weapon that we're after. But the Bastard Stars is a remembrance weapon from quite late into Ranni's questline. So we're going to have to do a lot of stuff before we even get there. Fortunately, by that point, we should be able to fulfill the weapon's requirements. The first thing we have to do, of course, is die. Might buy pizza today, though I got a sandwich for once at work today, so maybe I should just call that my dinner. You can get yourself a pizza. I mean, I'm not your boss, but pizza's good. So naturally, right now we're starting with the prisoner's starting equipment, which is magic glint blades, the regular glintstone staff, the unadorned glintstone staff, the S-Stock, and in this case, Fanged Imp Ashes. We want to be trading the S-Stock for a flail, which we will get from Gatefront Ruins. Pretty sure B-class stars are a bit too large to wield. Nothing is too large to wield for Astro Boy. His eyes are large, and his appetite is larger. So let's get out into Limgrave and do our usual thing.
Oh. Come to the... Of course you have. Unfortunately, without God, you are fake. Like me. Are you familiar? You may also... That... it will lead, even if it... Great.
His hair should be a lot spikier, I know. There wasn't really anything that worked for actual Astro Boy, like, pompadour kind of look.
It's a castle if you...
What's up, Odorific? Welcome in. We are headed off to start our fresh run. We're going to get the horse. And then, usual setup. We're probably just doing the same thing we typically do when we start these runs, in that we want to get to the point where we can farm runes by the end of today's session. But I've not really fought with a flail all that much in the past. They're not my preferred weapon type, so kind of curious to see who this goes. The new guy is Astro Boy. He is a prisoner starting class. I take the helmet off basically straight away. And the Bastard Stars is the weapon. Although we won't get that until next stream, probably. Let's sell our golden rune. And buy a crafting kit. Ocugamer, welcome in. Thank you for the raids.
Goodbye.
Hope you had a great stream. We'll grab some blood grease just to make killing Greyoll slightly faster. See why you didn't write that in the title now? Yeah, Twitch wouldn't let me write Bastard Stars in the title, so we're, we had Bast's sword last time. Or the Bast sword, and now we're, B-Stars. We don't get menaced by a boar today, so that's good. So chill 50-minute stream playing Castle Crashers? Nice, it's a classic. I only played it once or twice, but it's a fun one. The Unnameable series, yes. It's our 20th weapon of the A to Z, if you can believe it. Which puts us about 1/15th of the way to completion. Or no, there's 408 weapons now, right? So 1/20th.
Have you heard, sir? But you,
further than I ever thought I would get, so.
You need to the foot. Then it summon me. Ah, I bequeath you. It will.
Thank you for that. All right, let's get set up here. We're actually going to be using the flail instead of the Morning Star to begin with here. But we are going to get the wet blade from down here because that will allow us to do a couple of infusions. Am I doing a speed run? We are at least getting to the point where we can complete the game relatively quickly. I won't call it a speed run as such because I'm not like timing myself. I'm not doing any of the stuff that you typically associate with speed running as a discipline. Right, now we've distracted that guy away from this chest. Let's grab the flail. And that will do bleed damage, so we should actually be fine to take Greyoll out with that instead of the Morning Star, provided that we have enough dex to wield it. It needs 18 dex, so we'll level up by luring the Knight's Cavalry the way we normally do, and then we'll fight Greyoll after that. Missed the Minecraft portion, lurking for the Elden Ring portion. Awesome stuff. We had some fun with the Minecraft stuff. We were building the interior of my mud factory building that I plan on doing a little bit more stuff with in an upcoming survival guide video. But then, yeah, once we got that taken care of, we played a little bit of Minecraft bingo. And now we're here in the ring. Let's chat to Marika. Honestly, summoning has not been a huge part of the last few playthroughs. Like, ever since we left the A weapons, I've not really done a whole lot of summoning. Like, we've not needed Mimic Tier to beat the last few bosses. And I'm not that dependent on summoning. There will definitely be some in which we want to summon people, or, you know, creatures. Because, like, bow only runs, it's really difficult to fight some of the later bosses. And we've got Black Bow and Bone Bow both coming up in the Bs, so... Alright, we have Wild Strikes now at least. I'm not sure if you can put that on a flail, but I guess we're going to find out. And the spin attack that flails have is, I think, relatively good at inflicting bleed, so maybe we can just go with that when we hit Greyoll up in a second. We've also got the interesting situation of probably needing to level up the flail before we acquire the weapon for the run, because the Bastard Stars is late enough in and we have to fight Astel, Natural Born of the Void. We'll probably have to do a reasonable amount of basic weapon leveling, and then we switch to leveling the Bastard Stars as a somber weapon after that. Is that a dung beetle? Yes. So the scarabs that we find throughout the land are the ones that let you refill your flasks by killing them, or alternatively you can get like occasional weapons, skills, and bits and pieces like that from them. We're going to go down here to this plateau. Is it this one? Wait a second, where am I? Oh, here we are. Okay, great. Yeah, we're going to lure one of the trolls here into breaking the statue here for us, just so we can gather a few smithing stones. Probably multiple of them will be coming after me in a second, but just got to hang around the statue here, let it break it. Although apparently he's not going to. There we go. Just Nudged it with his leg, which is fine. Ah! Get away! I just need some upgrade materials nice and early here, so we'll go with that. And once we're out of aggro, we should be right here as long as I... Alright, let's go rest at the Grace. This guy's just going to yell at me otherwise. Okay, back to Church of LA to meet Ranni.
This way, tarnished. May I have a plan the witch? I'd heard and upon the talk thou art to call forth. Ah, I was entrusted by torrents.
Since we'll be dealing with Ranni a little bit later on, it may as well meet her now.
I doubt we. How long will it be for the time?
And then back here so that we can go and get the Gold Pickled Foulfoot, the usual. Remaster of Castle Crashers on PS4, probably Xbox One or Series X. Yeah. It's one of those games that, like, it's pretty easy to update. The art style is a classic. Want to learn programming, but it's rather daunting. Hey, that's what New Year's resolutions are for. Learn something about programming. Learn a little bit here and there. Rome wasn't built in a day. And I imagine neither was Godot. It's time for messing with the bats. And listening to some guys going blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there is a whole play waiting for it, yes. Main resolution is to finish one of your books, as books you're writing, or books you're reading. Because I have not finished reading a book for a while. The Screaming Neighbors, yes. Oh, Robbie, it's so good to have you back for these Elden Ring streams. Nobody else appreciates my Cold Steel Cinquedilla jokes. Happy New Year, Granny Charles. Welcome in. Hot Dog Pen Jack gets the Cinquedilla reference as well. I appreciate it. I'm glad that more people are Dwarfy fans than I was originally led to believe. Honestly, Jacob's All Bosses stream on... Or not All Bosses, All Main Quests stream on Secret Sleepover Society was one of the... Why do I have a runes marker on the map? I haven't died. Oh wait, no, I guess I did die, but I didn't have any runes on me. Weird. I've never noticed it do that before. Yeah, no, Jacob's Secret Sleepover Society Elden Ring streams were one of the things that got me back into playing this game after I'd done my initial playthrough. What's the full name of the weapon we're working on? This is Bastard Stars, which is why it's not in the Twitch stream title. We had the Bastard Sword playthrough last time, and that we just called Bast Sword. But I'm pretty sure it's the only weapon that contains anything that Twitch would consider profanity that I can think of off the top of my head, so I think we're in the clear after this. I'm not going to try fighting the knight at the top of Fort Height with the S-Dock, so the Height Knight will have to wait. But we'll need additional golden seeds. And the blood roses. And the recipe for blood grease. Oh god. God, I just, I beat my first boss in Dark Souls 2 yesterday. I beat the, I think it's the Last Giant or something is what it's called. And on the way to that boss, the amount of guys who throw explosive projectiles at you, or like firebombs that will blow up the explosive barrels, is absolutely absurd. Like, the amount of, like, screw you moments on the way to that boss is absolutely wild, and then the boss itself is such a pushover. So, yeah, I find it kind of funny when I'm getting explosives lobbed at me here, how brutal Dark Souls 2 is compared to this. Although I imagine, you know, if you're exploring this for the first time, it's easy to get caught out by stuff, and I've never played Dark Souls 2 before, but yeah, I was having a right old time getting to the point where I could actually fight this boss. Twitch being discriminatory against children born out of wedlock. Yep, that's more or less what's happening. So we go this way, we get the Howling in the Mistwoods. We get to grab the map from over here. We get the Flask of Wondrous Physic. And we get to go see Beast Clergyman. Just started Elden Ring. How do you beat Margit the Fell Omen? One of the things I recommend doing is going exploring as much of the map as you can, as much of Limgrave and the Weeping Peninsula as you can before you go back and fight Margit if it's your first time. Because you'll learn a lot more about the game, how it controls, how certain enemies attack. You'll be able to level up a lot from fighting those enemies, which means you'll have a better chance at fighting Margit, but level the attack stat that your preferred type of weapon uses, either Dex or Strength, and level Vigor so that you can take more punishment, and you should be fine from that point on. Next question, did I actually get 2 gold pickled fowl feet? Yes, I did. I did that so automatically that I genuinely wasn't certain I'd done it right. But we got our blood grease. I don't think we'll need anything from Beast Clergyman, but I'll go and get this grace anyway. Can't wait to get back in the studio and catch up on the streams that you missed. Yeah, a lot of them are going to go up on YouTube soon. But the VODs are going to be here for a little while, at least, so... There's, the Banished Knight's weapons. What was before Bastard Swords? Oh, Barbed Staff Spear. Which was an interesting one. I feel like we, more or less learned how powerful other incantations were at the end of the game. But before that, before, like, the last couple of bosses, that weapon absolutely kicked butt, but it was, unfortunately a little bit derailed at the end by the fact that most of the endgame bosses have resistance to Holy. But we're gonna presumably end up running into that every time we have a Holy weapon, so, a lot of my faith builds are just gonna rely heavily on incantations to fight the last 2. Didn't see the end of Babs? Yeah, so, Babs did pretty well in the end. Gonna go eat some lunch, have a good stream. Thank you so much, RQ Gamer. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid as well. I'll probably still be streaming once you've done with lunch, but if you've got other stuff to do, I completely understand. Enjoy your meal. Alright, hoop. We're down, and our quarry is on the other end of the bridge. Sooner or later, I will figure out the throwing knife method that other people mentioned, where you can lure him into walking off this branch, but for the moment, at least, we will try it this way. I'm at least getting better at not dying to him immediately. Right, he's down here now. Ah. I think I was slightly too far along the branch that time. Okay, now he's down there. We should be able to get him to fall off. But it really depends whether he's still aggro on me or not, because a lot of the time that's what determines whether he falls off the bridge. So yeah, he's right there. Yeah, he got me. No worries. Just got to skip Melina's dialogue in a second. Yeah, I couldn't see that swing coming, and he took my legs out. Probably chopped them clean off.
To determine if you had. It seems torrent.
Imagine this face looking back at you.
I can take gathering.
Let's go for round 2. 'Tis but a scratch. One of these days we'll, probably on the Battle Axe playthrough actually, we might fight this guy legit. Then again, we might still just do a quick way of leveling up so that we can get through the early bosses faster by having higher levels. There we go. Took a little bit of Skyrimming, but we got there. So for this one, we just need to put some points into Dex to begin with. We'll put a handful of points into Endurance and Vigor as well. But then I think Dex is going to carry us for a while with the Flail. We're also going to start leveling Int now, because we'll need 22 Intelligence and 22 Dex by the time we get the Bastard Stars, which is really not a high requirement, all things considered. But the Flail is now our main weapon. They come out pretty fast. I don't mind the attack cadence at all. But Spinning Chain is the weapon's main Ash of War. And I'm genuinely kind of curious to see how this comes out when you're fighting Greyoll, considering that I've seen Zloy XP use this to great comedic effect, but not to great damage effect. I don't know. Is there a helicopter move there? There basically is, yes. It'll probably do pretty well against static enemies like Greyoll and be borderline useless anywhere else. But it's one of those things that, because it's reliant heavily on like getting some solid DPS out, it might be quite good against stuff like Elden Beast, for all I know. But we don't need to worry about the flail itself until much later. We're dealing with a different weapon before that. So, yeah, the flail does cause passive blood loss build-up, so all we're going to do is use the blood grease and then probably use this spinning chain ability in the same way that we would use wild strikes. And the cool thing about this is it's still going to let you use the ability, and even though it doesn't deal damage, the weapon is still going to proc bleed. It just uses stamina slightly faster than Wild Strikes does. So we should get away with using 2 blood grease with this. We'll use the next one while the stamina's building back up. Not the most elegant way of fighting this boss, I'll admit, but yeah, it's a hilarious way to end such a massive dragon. We're basically kind of drilling a hole in the side of it. This was me putting up the curtain rails last week. Casually drilling a hole to the center of the earth. To the center of this dragon, at least. There we go. Kind of wild, but we did it. So there's another 100k runes. We'll get these spent, buy some arrows, and then we'll do Fort Faroth. Dex is going to be our main upgrade stat for now. We'll put some points into Int as well, at least to get us to that threshold, and then we'll level Vigor, because we will need some Vigor for fighting the early bosses. So yeah, Glintstone Staff doesn't have a whole lot going for it right now, which is why we're probably going to go and meet Selen after this to get some basic spell casting, at least. We're going to meet Blythe, because we'll meet Blythe naturally as part of Ranni's quest, so we might as well get an extra talisman and an extra smithing stone out of him.
Well, you'll... I suppose next time you hear, don't fret yourself.
So we'll buy 300 arrows.
Goodbye.
Leaves us with 16 runes left. Let's go back to Fort Faroth. We'll get a few smithing stones like we normally do from around here. Elegance does not seem the priority of anyone in the lands between. Not so much. We can probably take these off now, although blood grease is probably not a bad idea for fights like Margit, so I'll keep that on speed dial just in case. The usual run through Fort Faroth, just got to get to the Dectus Medallion half, and then we can go to Altus Plateau whenever we want. Not getting too poisoned this time, which is nice. We finally have the right. Just Mario stomp that rat. To spare us the indignity of actually dying. we're out. So we'll get the Church of the Plague graced now. We'll need to fight Radahn before we even have a chance of completing Ranni's quest, so the Radahn fight is going to make it into this somewhere. Obviously up here we have the extra smithing stones and the stone sword key. Watch Princess Bride with the kids over Christmas so they finally get rats of unusual size. That's great. I'm also going to get some Starlight Shards while I'm here because there may well be a point to doing Celavis's quest, considering it gets us better damage on magic attacks, and I'm pretty sure the Ash of War on the Bastard Stars does count as a magic attack. So now that we've got that, let's briefly head back to Dragon Barrow for a couple of extra things. What about the ROUSs? It's like when you're talking around your dog and you have to spell out the word bath. Otherwise the dog thinks it's getting a bath. Or talking about the vet. You'll walk, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hello. Wakey wakey, time to break a statue. Look at this man. Look at this man and his flail. Doesn't he cut an imposing figure atop his spectral steed? If I'd thought about it, I would have gone into the character proportions and I've made him as short as possible. I think I can probably still do that with the mirror and the round table hold, but I've already gone and designed the next few characters as well. Like, I know obviously which weapons are coming up, so I know what the character is going to look like for several of them. Dog doesn't really seem clever enough to remember those words, or maybe I don't say them enough because I live alone. That's fair. It works differently for different animals. They're all going to have different temperaments. Oh god! I let it get too close. And then I didn't react well to what happened. I just ran directly at his face. Let's try that one again. Normally they don't really attack you. Normally they just walk. I mean, obviously if you stay too close to them, they do attack you. But like, they don't really start their attack patterns unless you deal damage to them. I promise this is worth it, so even though we're kind of taking our time here, it's going to be a good idea to lure this dragon twice. Problem is you can't get too far away, otherwise it'll lose aggro and just turn around. And I have to do the whole process a third time. Also, I think it got stuck on something right there. Yeah, just casually felling the trees on the way. Yeah, the dragons do look a little crusty, yes. These aren't even the ancient dragons. Also, the fact that I had no runes is also very funny. Once we get to about this point as well, the statue will break and then the dragon will just despawn. So it could all have been that peaceful the first time around, but instead the dragon had to resort to violence. Anyway, 3 smithing stone 5s at this point in the game is pretty useful. We're going to go and get the map for Dragon Barrow now. We'll also get some of the later somber smithing stones from down here. Get some lotion, yes. This dragon is looking ashy. Dragon Wound Grease, Arteria Leaf. Yeah. Lotion your elbows, dragon. Honestly, if I was more confident with this flail, I would actually go and get the gold scarab talisman quite early too. But I think instead I'll just settle for getting this grace so that we can easily access it later. So for now, a quick jaunt around the Weeping Peninsula so we can get a few extra flask upgrades, and then I think we'll go and fight Margit. Go easy on the dragons, they got rocks for skin, they do. Okay, cool. 98, not bad. We do need some upgrade mats. Weeping Peninsula sounds like my life, I mean... Oh, early shot from this guy. There's a few more smithing stones. There's a stone sword key there that I'm not going to bother going back for, even though I missed it. You can buy them. They're not that bad. We shouldn't need to do anything with Castle Morn. For once, we don't need to get the Morning Star, so we can just keep riding. Very hard to keep rocks moisturized. Just every time it rains, surely. I will grab this, since it's another smithing stone. And we can buy smithing stones from the merchant here if I had any currency, but I've got golden runes I can use if I really want to. I'm also going to very quickly detour and get the memory stone from here, because we'll want some spells. If we're an index build, spells are going to be nice. All of the messages already there to alert you to the presence of an invisible turtle. This turtle, on the other hand, quite visible. Save the turtles, I wish you could. This rock is not only moisturized, it is flourishing unbothered and in its lane. Oh gosh. Okay. So now we have a memory stone. We'll probably go and get some spells before Margit. Which which means fighting the Mad Pumpkinhead first. Just found a Pale Garden. Nice. Congrats. Good work. Can't buy a lantern from this guy. Can buy 3 smithing stones, which takes us up to +3. We won't worry about the smithing stone 2. I might buy stone sword key. Additional armor might be a good thing, actually. At least get some gauntlets, because we don't have any of those by default as a prisoner. We're staying light for now, though, so I'm kind of okay with that. Having a light roll is nice. Obviously, the whole deal with prisoner is agility. So we'll deal with that. Rip to those squirrels or whatever was there. That one sheep that's always stuck in the rock for some reason. He likes it there, yeah. He's just vibing. Ultrarific? I think the second one. I like the sound of the second one. But Dan likes the sound of the first one, so, you know, maybe combine the two. My loose idea for the spells I want to use with this character is anything that involves references to the stars or the moon. Because obviously there is Glintstone Stars as a spell, there's Stars of Ruin as a spell, obviously Ranni has the Dark Moon spell, Rennala has the Carrion Full Moon spell. And because the weapon is themed around like a solar system, like it looks like a series of planets chained together with a flail, it's got that sort of space theme that I think could work pretty well. But then the whole point about Glintstone sorcery is that it's meant to be related to astronomy anyway, so... Herbalist is ancient to medieval era, where the artist is 19th century-ish. Oh, that's fair. Two different eras, little harder. What's up, McGlitchy? Welcome back. Or MC Glitchy, not sure which you prefer. Not sure if it's Scottish clan or Rap God. We'll need this Grace because we'll come back here for Sellen's quest later. Shard Spiral is pretty OP, so worth having. Yeah, let's go to Waypoint Ruins. And actually, before we do anything here, we're going to go to the Round Table Hold, because then we can meet Hugh and start upgrading stuff. We can get this flail to +4 already. Oh no! Confused step, I'm sorry. Nightbot doesn't like lots of caps, apparently. The herbalist discovers a time travel herb. Time travel herb is wild. I'm the first streamer that's got it right. Nice. Nice to hear I'm doing something right. Okay, so we got 6 and 1. We probably want that to be 5 and 2, but I'm not worried about it yet.
You're no match loud, you're...
Nice. So we have a +4 now. In terms of actual damage, I guess that's going to be okay. Flails do scale a little bit with strength as well, so the strength not tier is not going to hurt. We could go to Liurnia, get a bunch of extra upgrades in the meantime, and get the dex not tier, but I think we're probably ready for Margit after we've done Waypoint Ruins. Gonna sneak around the back of the parade. Don't mind me. Just off to see the lad in this basement. My goal here is always to get in there without the flower noticing me, but unfortunately... this is the way to beat this guy. He's got a flail, I've got a flail. You know how it goes. Get wrecked. There's only one guy flailing here, and it's me. My aptitude does appear passable. I have an int stat. So, Glintstone Stars is probably going to be our best shot right now. Scholar's Armament might be alright. We're going to ignore the pebble stuff. We can now nod in thought. Very appropriate. 3,000 runes was enough for Glintstone Stars, right? Perfect. Okay, that should be what we need. So we have some sort of stars on us, if not the right ones. Magic Glintblade is fun, though. So now we are done flailing at Mad Pumpkinheads. It's time to flail at Margit the Fell Omen. We should be able to do Godrick as well with what we've got here. Like I said, Flasks probably want to be 5 and 2, but we'll manage with what we have. Or I can set it at the next grace, I suppose. Oh, I thought I was going to hit that guy. Margit, the fellow men. How are you doing, fellow men? Got an entire group of guys coming at me. Oh no, they found me. Well, here's at least my chance to test out the flail against groups. The thing about flails, apparently, is they can't be parried, which would be fine if any enemy's parried. Will be good against Moongrum, I guess. How can you call this man foul? Look at his cherubic face. Not him, I mean Astro Boy.
Flame of ambition.
Where the lesser enemies have more aim than the Pumpkinhead, because the Pumpkinhead's got a literal, like, giant tin hat on. He can't see. His head is fully encased. Yeah.
Let it be Margit the Fell.
Let's go, boss. Oh, you can spam cast that. I think you can also charge this one, yeah? Yeah, that works. Oh, we got a stagger. Nice. Spinning chain. Oh, the bleed as well. Amazing.
Thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins.
Generally, we didn't think the flail was going to stagger him that quickly, but I guess. Oh gosh. Okay. The charged R2 is a little much. Oh god. I was caught on the barricade. Get him. Another stagger. Yeah! Didn't get to spinning chain this time though, so... pretty good. Thank you for the talisman pouch. We didn't even equip the source seal for that. I could have been doing more damage. Anyway, Dex. We will actually want to put a little bit of resources into Int, because as we go through Stormvale, we're still going to go in the main gate, but we're actually going to detour to go find Roger, because he will trade you Ashes of War, which can be used to put intelligence scaling onto this flail. So it's not going to be just for magic that we end up leveling the int stat. Like, we can turn this into a dex int weapon by putting a magic affinity on it. Is Stormvale the one I used for the Empire Season 2 castle? It's certainly where some of the inspiration came from, yeah. Empire Season 2 is all about Stormvale and Lanedell. I couldn't exactly simulate this part, though. Didn't have enough pillagers. Emboldened by the flame of ambition. Just gonna heal before the Omen line decks me. Just in case. Embarrassing to get defeated by someone who is 3 times smaller than you and only has a staff and some type of dagger. This is a flail. It's a spinning ball on a stick. A lot of people incorrectly identify this as a morning star. It does certainly flail as I run around. It's amazing that this isn't hitting me in the leg too much. Just slowly inflicting bleed damage because I run. Oh god, I got stuck on the scenery, I'm sorry. About to get blown up by these. Oh, pretty good. Ouch. Stabbed. I've been stabbed. Doxson, I've been murdered. hop over these. Oh! Warning shot across the bows. Yeah, running, just being like, Yeah, it really doesn't look like it's hitting you anywhere good, does it? So we'll do a quick run back here. Obviously, if I actually tangle with anything in this courtyard, I'm probably not best prepared to defend myself at present, but fortunately, most things in this courtyard are kind of nothingy, so we won't worry too much about that. Am I just sort of speedrunning, not really exploring? Yeah, so I've played this game upwards of 20 times now. So we're really just going to specific objectives that I know are there. And abilities and weapons and stuff that's just going to give me the edge. As we aim for the weapon that I'm planning on getting to complete the game with. Which is going to be fairly far into somebody else's quest line here, so I'm basically getting to the point where I can set myself up to use that weapon. Last time we were here kind of late. Now we're here early enough that I'm actually going to be sort of cautious and take this ladder. And then drop down into the chapel from the other side. And they shouldn't come in here because I don't think they actually tangle with Roger. And now they shouldn't know where I am. Cool.
Ah, the pleasure's mine. I'm looking when I'm not hot-foot enough about this place. Not exactly a... You can see it. Well, I'm Tarn, but still, I'm privy to... Would you care to learn as a fellow Tarn?
So we're going to get Spinning Weapon, which gives us the magic affinity. We could also get Glintstone Pebble. I don't know if that would work on the flail. But Spinning Weapon, I believe, does. Oh, God! I thought he wasn't going to come in here, but he did. So I will leave. We've given him the runaround. Success! Hey, Kuro, welcome in. God, this guy's persistent. Anyway, back to lift side chamber. You're always here, you just don't comment. Well, I appreciate you being here. Welcome in. So let's see if Ash of War... There we go. Spinning Weapon makes this a magic flail. It still levels with Dex and Int, but also... Dex and Strength, rather, but also levels with Int, and starts doing magic damage. Now, right now, this is doing 137 damage, plus the 37 that it gets from the Dexterity scaling. If we put this into magic, it deals 200 damage, because it's got split damage and is dealing physical and magic damage, is scaling off our different stats, which means, theoretically, this should be a more effective weapon now we've put some int scaling on it. Of course, we do need to start leveling int, but we'll be doing that naturally anyway because we're learning more sorceries and we want to ultimately end up with the Bastard Stars, which scales with int primarily. That just sounds like a Morning Star. No, a Morning Star is a spiked ball on the end of a stick without the chain. I'm pretty sure. Let's go and see Nepheli. Maybe. Oh god. cool thing is, even though we've put a magic infusion on this thing, it still does bleed damage. So having a an Ash of War like spinning weapon, we're actually building bleed up pretty fast. I love it when they hit the wall. It's so funny. Alright, not bad. We got an extra smithing stone too out of it, actually. That's not too bad.
Be proud. Well, tarnished, I am Nefeli. I'm here by how utter this graft is tainted them. If I ask you, call the winds run. I'm certain for. I'll pass fellow down whatever.
Alright, we'll grab this, which is more smithing stone 1s in case we want to upgrade the staff, because I don't really plan on using the... I don't plan on doing much with the staves. Although, actually, I think considering this is going to be a weapon from Astel's Remembrance, we should just go and get the meteorite staff, right? I feel like it's only fair. Yeah, let's get the meteorite staff before we fight Godrick. I think it'll be more fun that way. Yeah, Nefeli's a good time. Let's hop in here just to get our fast route to Caelid. We'll be coming back this way anyway because we'll need smithing stones. Ignore all the rats. I really wish the spinning weapon skill would let you do that like permanently. Like it'd just let you spin it until you ran out of FP. That's a pretty strong heavy, actually. That's not too bad to be one-shotting rats right now. Yeah, those are rodents of unusual size. I don't think they exist. The rats from Raft. The Rafts. That didn't really work. No, not quite. Rafts. Oh, the cool thing is, this does strike damage as well, so it's actually really good at taking out the miners. Right, okay. Yeah, this thing ain't too bad so far. Trying to get used to the flail playstyle. It's quite a fast weapon. Might as well get the smithing stones from here right now, so we can upgrade it when we're able, and then we'll come back here for the Falling Star Beast boss fight another time. So lucky those missed. Absolutely not. There we go. Gosh. Oh, we got a pest glaive out of that. Unfortunate that we're not using the pest's glaive. That would be a nice early get for us. And rot grease. Just in case we want to use that. I don't think they exist and never gets old, yeah. Oh yeah, can't use the horse until we're outside, of course. And from here, we just need to ride to Street of Sage's ruins and pick up the meteorite stuff. And Rock Sling, of course. Why would we not pick up Rock Sling at this point? I could also get another memory slot from the Round Table Hold, but we don't need too many memory slots if all we're sticking to is a handful of spells. Looks like mutated fungi. They are. For the most part, they are. Right, now we are ready to sling our thing. We just need the staff. Can you pick that up from outside so you don't have to go in the tower with all the poisonous flowers? Pillage remains. Oh, it gave me the option. Let me pillage the remains. Never mind. Gonna spend longer just flailing at this. Before those flowers even knew what was happening, I was gone. Like a wind into the night. Okay. Those were flowers, yes. Just so. Let's go get another memory slot. Let's load up with Rock Sling. So the thing about the meteorite stuff, for those who don't know, it has absurd intelligence scaling, but the sorcery scaling is fixed at a fairly low amount. So you can upgrade this stuff, and you cannot upgrade this one. And it gets surpassed by other weapons later in the game. Also, conveniently, gives you a bonus to meteorite sorceries, gravity sorceries. So if you want to use any of those, really handy. In this case, we'll be using Rock Sling. We'll be buying this. I don't think we need to talk to anybody else here, because none of them are sorcery tutors. We'll say hi to Gideon just in case. Because I think maybe later we'll need to do Celavis's quest. If we just want some extra magic bonuses. Secluded Cell for the Godrick fight. And honestly, a few rock slings in, this should be pretty straightforward. Foul Tarnished. It's Margit Part 2.
Dragon. Thou art a true born heir.
The dragon's head does just look like it's glued on. I think maybe to make it less impressive that he pulls it off.
Deliver me unto greater heights.
There is something going on with the dragon's head.
Well. A lowly tarnished. Playing as a lord.
Not strong glue then. No, it's not super glue. Pritt stick.
I command thee, kneel. I am am the lord of all that is golden.
Well, it's time for this guy. Broxley not quite as instantly OP as I was expecting somehow, but, you know, I'll take the stagger. Oh. Fortunately, they can also make it up the stairs. Try and lay on a little bit of bleed here if I can, so we can get an early bleed in phase 2. He's doing his thing. We get in here and do spinning weapon. There we go. Alright. Not a terrible start. We're basically out of mana now, so we're relying on melee here. And I never remember the timing on this boss, because usually we stomp him pretty emphatically. Make sure we heal up. There we go. That looked threatening. It was not threatening.
And one day we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Look at Astro Boy's expressionless face. Unbothered. Yeah, not too bad. We did alright there, I think. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, flasks. I was going to give myself more mana, because we are relying on spells a little bit here. We can level up. Let's put some points to int, because Dex is not actually getting us any upgrade to the weapon right now. That works. We can also crush Godrick's Remembrance if we want some extra. Just said cool story, bro. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Once we level the flail a little bit, I can take that away now.
Oh, he got what I tell you though. He
Need to buy anything from you? Not really. I was considering using the buckler a little bit, but I don't think we're going to be parrying that much. Yeah, once we get into Liurnia, we can go and get a lot of smithing stones for upgrades, which will be really nice. We've already got some 5s. We'll get Varre's quest done. I'm not going to do anything with the Frenzied Flames, so no need to go and get the Shabriri Grapes. We'll just head out into Liurnia. Enjoy the view from here. It's pretty cool. Now, I can't remember what spells you get from this scroll over here, but... It's worth having all the spells long term, so... For once, I'm not going to rely on Great Oracular Bubble, even though we will be going to... Shifra River at some stage. Starlight is one we don't need to worry about.
You've seen that. That's the only it's after they did the academy, as you might have guessed, making entry and so on. When they come.
Okay, cool. Flint! Oh my gosh! Thank you much for returning the 5 gifted. Thank you so, so much, buddy. What's up, Flint? Welcome in. Dude, I'm so excited for you to take down the Elden Beast, man. Flint soloed Melania yesterday. New Year's Day took on the hardest boss in the base game. Absolute king. And, yeah, today it's my turn. Starting a fresh character, we are aiming to complete Ranni's quest to get hold of the Bastard Stars from the Astel boss fight. So, we have a little way to go. We just started this character fresh today. We're in Liurnia for the first time. I'm going to buy a lantern from this guy because I always forget to buy a lantern. So yeah, let's get that. He's got some smithing stone 2s. We can buy a couple of them because that'll get us up to +5. We'll get the +6s from Relicaria Crystal Tunnel, probably. There we go. Hope the run's going well. It's going great. We just beat Godrick. We've been in this character for 1 hour and 15, so making solid progress so far. The goal of the first stream of any weapon is basically to get to the point where we can farm runes, so we're headed that way. This is Astro Boy. Named so because the Bastard Stars is a very space-themed weapon, so I thought it was appropriate. And I'm taking my usual route around Liurnia, which means avoiding fighting these things. So, we'll grab this Grace. We'll go back to Round Table Hold to meet the 2 fingers. And then we'll go and see Varre. You're actually going to organize your storage? Best of luck with that. Brilliant step in any world. Just going to skip through all the dialogue as per usual. Blah, blah, blah. 2 fingers. You're all garbage anyway. Alright, cool. So, with that done, and yeah, we can do one more quick upgrade while we're here. We'll use that Sacred Tier as well. What's up, Hugh? I'm just dangling my flail in the fire right now. That's okay, it needs forging anyway. So let's do our thing. Back this way. Because Varre has the hook up to where the good runes are. And then we'll go and get the glintstone key, make our way to Altus, probably grab the bell bearing from Sealed Tunnel while we're there. Ever heard of Greyoll or Scar? I think I've heard of them, yes.
You claim what? My dad. The words of the truly, I believe, even words. That's the part. Oh. And give it a try. And if it, I've high hopes for you.
Thanks for the fingers, bro. Let's get the heck out of here before that guy talks to us some more. Let's go and grab the Grace, though. I think it's on this ruin over here. It's actually kind of useful now I know this is there. And poor, so it's all in double chests instead of shulkers. Sure. If you use shulkers the way those people use shulkers, it's basically the same thing. I think we can probably just ride to Temple Quarter from here. I refuse to organize because I have everything in the places I need them. That's fair. That's basically my approach to how I organize my home life. In Minecraft, though, I kind of need to know where some stuff is. I bet this has got some good smithing stones, right? This is one of them gazebos. Yeah, that's the stuff. We need 3 more. Going to ignore the Temple Quarter Grace this time. The boss bar appeared this time, which means we're in trouble. Well, successful dragon heist. It's kind of like going and sneaking a Elytra out from under the Ender Dragon's nose. Smithing stone 3s. I think we get the last of the 2s from up here. And then we won't need to worry about the bell bearing from Ray Lucaria Crystal Tunnel. Unless perhaps we want to come back later and upgrade a staff. Maybe the prisoner's starting staff. Oh god, the lobsters. Okay, cool. That should get us up to +6 on the flail, at least. Oh, cool. They didn't really pay attention to me that time. I always sneak past. I refuse to fight the Ender Dragon. It's a very pretty dragon. The cool thing about the Ender Dragon is you can resummon it, though. So if you want to fight it, you can fight it. What is tonight's view of 4 belfries? Oh, it's a good one. Nice and clear. Look at the stars. The stars are very present in this. This playthrough. For various reasons. I'm going to go and grab this seed, which I don't always get, but since we didn't start with a bonus one, we might as well get this one. You can see the bloodstains from everybody who's tried to jump off the edge of that thinking it'll get them anywhere. Those poor fools. Right. So we'll get Bellum Church done. I think we should be okay to fight Vike. I don't know for certain if it's going to be a good idea to fight Vike in our current condition. But I figure probably. It's your mission to never defeat any dragon-based boss. Mainly why you only research demon souls. Couldn't bring myself to kill the 2 starting dragon bosses. Oh, that's fair. You can definitely get through Elden Ring without killing any dragons. I don't think... Oh, there's a mandatory dragon boss in Dark Souls 1. I don't know enough about Dark Souls 2 yet. There are definitely some dragons that it's helpful to kill in Elden Ring. Like, I pretty much guaranteed kill at least one dragon per playthrough of this, but it's optional if you don't want the runes. Then again, there are only really 10 bosses in the base game that you actually have to fight. And that also depends quite heavily on whether you consider, like, Godfrey and Horaloo 2 separate bosses, or Radagon and Elden Beast 2 separate bosses. Life as a dragon lover, you always have to fight the dragon. That's why we need more things like Dungeons and Dragons, where the dragons in question are sometimes aligned with the forces of good. So if you meet any of the metallic dragons, they are typically noble creatures. That's what your D&D thing is about? Nice. No madness at all that time. Pretty robust. And some bleed bolts. Get me up the ladder. Thank you. Not even going to bother trying to kill the rats this time. They can't climb ladders. Recently ended a campaign and my crew tried to fight one of my dragons. As the DM, I made them suffer the whole campaign after. Aww. For a second, I thought I wasn't proccing madness at all, but no, turns out we just didn't start building it up until slightly later. Horse tower. His outfit based on Ash from Evil Dead. His outfit is just the prisoner's starting equipment. I don't know if there is an intentional reference there or not on the part of the development team, but certainly not one that I've made. Yes, and no madness in these cherubic faces, even though his eyes are so big that you think it'd let the madness in slightly quicker. God, Mount Gilmere looks so cool in the background of all of this. Alright, Vike, where you at? I guess I do have, like, spells that I could cast against Vike if I really want to. Alright, fair. I gave it my best shot. Ah! Ah! Get away! Oh yeah, of course, you got heals too, huh? He's also got spells! Get flailed. Oh god, oh god. Not the howl. No, not madness. No, 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 no. Oh. Ha. Ha. Yikes. Okay, that was close, but we made it. I just have low vigor for this point in the game. I'm quite lucky that he didn't capitalize on me being stunned from the madness effect. That's the worst part of that whole situation. Okay. Ever played Rec Room? No. Don't think so. Hoist that medallion. Let's go to Altus. Definitely going to stop by the sealed tunnel first, so that we can have a slightly easier time fighting Magnus the Beastclaw. I say slightly easier, mostly just so I can hopefully deal a lot more damage to him if I manage to hit him. Keep humming Grian's hold music. Won't worry about the ritual sword talisman today. Mostly because I keep taking damage and I'm bad at not doing that. But we will hop down here just so we can grab the grace. I'm not actually certain what the Nebula Ash of War on the Bastard Stars weapon does. I don't know if it does like multiple hits and stuff, so I'm not certain if we want to build the character around talismans like Millicent's prosthesis and Winged Sword Insignia. But Winged Sword Insignia would not be too bad, considering that the spinning weapon attack does some pretty rapid damage, and that'd boost our weapon damage output pretty considerably if we did it. It's like perfume? Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure how to support that, I guess. Other than just, you know, focus for magic talismans because we got high int scaling. I want Elden Ring to end with an old worn out ring that's resistant to everything as the final boss. Basically what happens. Except instead of old worn out ring, it is big space ghost. Or space whale, I suppose. Space ghost, coast to coast. The most ignored bosses in the game. See you later, lads. Same time next week. Sounds good. Why is the mic literally on my face? Having the microphone right here both helps it capture my voice really well, and also means that I can dial back the input gain slightly because it's not capturing as much of like the room around me, which allows me to play with my speakers on without there being too much extra like bleed between what the speakers are outputting and what the microphone is taking as input. So yeah, it allows me to play without headphones, which is actually really nice. It's a lot more comfortable for me than wearing headphones for long stretches. If I'm recording, I wear headphones just for audio quality's sake, but most of the time I can get up and stretch and like take them off if I need to, whereas on streams, sure, I could take breaks. I forgot where the entrance is. I could take breaks and stuff, but if I want to just walk away from a video, I can. It's a little easier to walk away than from a stream. So we'll get one extra smithing stone from here. Oh yeah, I forgot that these guys kind of poise through that stuff even though I'm doing strike damage. Nice. Not super important that we grab that, but it'll be useful later. It's this, actually, if you don't mind. Well, at least the statue's open now. No, that's fine. Is it this way or is this the way out? This is the way out, okay. The pizza cutters, yes. We've been properly sliced. No! Forgot that one's better if you jump off the elevator. Still, one more time. The Italians would be horrified. I mean, they'd be horrified by that the same way I think everyone would be. Not a particularly pleasant thing to look at. Did okay at that despite repeatedly hitting the wall. So I must be doing something right. There we go, that's what I wanted to do. Somehow, despite hitting every ledge on the way down, I still died. What's that about? This tunnel is cursed? Cursed, actually? Well, at least so far I've died to full damage more than I've died to any bosses, so... We'll see if that changes. At least this time around we can do a little heist. And get back up the ladder before we get attacked. The people who leave messages at the bottom of this ladder, I swear. I think that'll be all. While the runes would have been helpful for us to go and buy some smithing stones, at least we can pop a few extra runes here and there. Gotta go, kids want to play D&D again? I mean, I'm right there with you. I want to play D&D again. In fact, at some point soon, I should be getting my home game group back together for some more D&D, which should be good fun. Especially since we have a new recruit. Let's fight fake Margit for a second.
I see thee. Tarnished. Smoldering. Flame of ambition.
He's kind of hefty. Kind of hefty, lad. Oh my gosh, Maxi, thanks so much for the 10 gifted. What the heck, dude? Right in the middle of an Elden Ring stream. Yeah, we're not doing astronomical damage here, no pun intended. In fact, the spells are doing markedly better. Until I run out of mana, of course. By all means, continue to leap into my rocks, though. Oh, dang it. I thought I was getting a stagger. There's a stake of Marika here, it's fine. Yeah, everybody in this game needs lotion and skincare. Yeah, I think this is a pretty sure sign that we are underleveled for our current situation.
I see thee. Tarnished. Smoldering with ambition.
Oh, ouch. Alright, I'll take that. There's the bleed I wanted. Okay, now he's all the way over there. We just left his zone of combat, apparently. Hey man, come back! Seriously. Can't expect me to back off that far. Couple more quick hits. Try and proc a bleed, or a stagger or something. There we go. All I wanted was the medallion. We'll have some maximum stamina. Again, that would have gone a lot better if I'd gone back to the round table hold and leveled my weapon first, but apparently I'm not in that mood today. Bonus flasks ain't too bad though. We'll go 6 and 4 for now. Now we've had that grace. Yeah, we need to go and see the Twin Maidens first so we can buy the smithing stones. And then we've got enough smithing stone 5s that we should be okay for a bit. So we've got 2 more of these, and then we need 12 of those. You can hear me jingling as I run around.
Oh, I didn't. What we doing, Mum? Just lay out.
Oh, hang on. I needed more than that. We need 6 more. So I was still on like +5. That was even more than I thought. Fortunately, I can just about afford 6.
Back already, no matter.
Okay, now we need to sell one of those. Oh, and now we get even more upgrades. Okay, cool. That's not bad. That's not bad. We're at +14. I'm just a poor boy. Yeah, we need About 12,000 to level up now. I might take Radagon's Source Seal off, considering we're not really relying on strength. We do have really low vigor, unfortunately, for this fight, but we'll see how we do. We can try and spam magic at him. Let's go this way first. Go and get the other Sacred Tears so we don't have to worry about it. I'll grab this while I'm on my way around, because I know where it is, and it's basically directly on the path where I'm going. Yeah, it's taking my horse to the Old Town Road. Mount Gelmier's looking sulfuric today. Look at it wafting. One of these days I might actually try that Lightning Ram Ash of War. Well, we definitely aggroed that guy. Oh, apparently we didn't. In fact, you know what? Because we didn't get the map while we were on our way over here, let's walk back here and go the forest spanning Great Bridge way. We got that already. It's funny how, out of all of them, I think we're probably going to get the... Well, I mean, we're definitely getting the Age of Fracture ending the most, but I think second most will almost certainly be Age of Stars. Because it's the only one where there are... I wouldn't say unmissable, but very helpful rewards along the entire quest route. And it's the biggest detour out of all of them. Because Ranni's questline takes you to a lot of different places that you wouldn't visit otherwise. Whereas the Frenzied Flame stuff just takes you to the sewers below the capital. And there's not a ton of, like, cool weapons and stuff there. Or spells or anything really that's that useful. Likewise, Fear and Gold Mask's endings don't really take you anywhere, and Dung Eaters is just go around and collect Seedbed Curse. Will I ever do Gold Mask's ending? Oh yeah, almost certainly. It's the only one I haven't done yet, so for the interest alone I probably will. But anything that's related to, like, the Golden Order, like, Golden Order Great Swords and stuff, we'll probably end up doing. And there's, yeah, a few bits and pieces where I think just for the flavor, Goldmask's quest is going to make sense to do for some of these weapons. He's a wily one, this lad. Unfortunately for him, I have sorceries. Fortunately for him, my sorceries don't make me invulnerable. Oh, and I was lucky there that that hit him in midair, because that could have gone really badly for me. That's just not a good attack to be on the end of. Neither is that. Oh god, I've got no spells left. Cool. Good. Ah. Okay. We did it. First try. GG no re. It sucks to be in that fight with low health and minimal flasks, but I think I probably did the right thing by ditching Radagon's Source Seal before we did that fight. Right, let's go and get the last Sacred Tier, which is nice and easy to get from here. We'll just go back here and ride north. That could have gone wrong. It didn't, though. I think we should celebrate the fact that it didn't go wrong. Instead of dwell on what could have been a very bad situation. What can I say? I'm an optimist. I think that's something I have learned about myself in recent days, is that I am definitely an optimist. It's optimistic, for example, to imagine having the time to beat this game over 400 times. So I'm an optimist. Nice. Alright, back to Varre, and we're almost at Mohgwyn. At which point I'll probably take a bathroom break, but then we'll come back and do a little bit of questing. Because I think we'll probably be able to beat Radahn today. The glass is never half full or half empty, it's just the wrong size for whatever's in it. It's very good.
You have a... I wish to a knight
I have a what?
Now. For normally this...
Okay, so instead of recanting and killing our maiden and all that stuff, we'll just go and dip this over here. Wonderful. Back to Varre. The glass is always full, but not always with liquid. The glass is currently full of rocks. Alright, trigger warning,
You've
gross
completed
sounds.
with this a night now. This
Trigger warning, finger stuff.
Oh, good heavens. Clench your teeth or something. Never, for it is what you have. Oh.
Alright, bye. I'm walking away. There's a whole Bill Bailey bit about whether the glass is half full or half empty, and he's like, what's in the glass, though? Is it coins? Could it be milk? Maybe blood? Is it used in a sacrificial context? And he's like, alright, we'll ask someone else. If we really wanted to go down the blood loss route with this flail, we could get the white mask while we're here. But honestly, I don't see the need because I think the flail we're eventually going to get does not really have blood loss as a feature. So while it's helpful to have a bleed weapon now, it will not be at all required for our ultimate objective here. Yes, bird ledge. Always bird ledge. Right, and now we are here. And nobody is attempting to stop us being here. I'm going to briefly, after I've upgraded my flasks, plus 10. Sick. Right, I'm going to run to the bathroom. Be right back. Alright, we're back. And of course, the other thing we need to get before we really spend too much time here is the Gold Scarab Talisman. So let's go hit up Abandoned Cave and see if we can take down the Cleanrot Knights. Which way am I going here? This way. Just checking. Just to be on the safe side. Now this requires me to remember which way it is from here. I think it's this way. Birds on the right. Yeah. So we hop down here to the tree with the dog hanging over it. RIP that dog. And across here we go. Beautiful. Cleanrot is top 5 oxymorons of all time. It is. Oh no, dang it. Well, with Scarlet Rot we have less of a chance of surviving, but not no chance of surviving. Oh, I should probably put my lantern on my pouch as well now that I went to the trouble of buying one. We can one-shot that guy, so I feel like we're doing okay damage-wise. Especially if I two-hand the flail. Don't really have much to protect me from Scarlet Rot at this point. I think later I might do something about that. But now I'm poisoned and rotted. Will we survive? At least I get half a health bar's worth of healing from that, but this doesn't look too great. Yeah, I thought so. Well, this time we'll actually backstep through the cave entrance and get there a little better. I thought we were going to be able to make it, but unfortunately. Yeah, I keep landing too early here. This is also kind of doomed as an attempt. And I can't even warp out. It's not like we really gonna miss the runes, considering we're at the place where we farm them now. There we go, that's where we want to be, and then you start backstepping. And then we make it out just in time. And hopefully that should be enough. If I'm not losing like my entire health bar every second, then we should be potentially okay. Trying to target lock onto these guys on the balcony so I could rock sling them before they cause me any trouble, but I think at this point we'll be fine. This still only has the strength not tier in it, so it's not going to be doing much to help with the flail, but We actually got the runes back there? What? That's wild. The Memory of Grace actually lets you get the runes back if you've dropped them somewhere else. Even though it says lose all runes and return to the previous site of grace. It's only like the runes you had on you at the time, but not the runes that you've left out in the world. I did not know that. So this guy's cooked. Scarlet Rot means nothing if I have the talisman. Which I do. That's a lucky bug, or is it? Yeah, I've never observed that behavior before, so I could not tell you whether that's happening intended or not. Happening intentionally? You know what I mean. See you later, Ginger. Have a good one. Alright, time to buy a longbow, which we should be able to wield. Yeah, it's just a dex requirement, which is the dex we started with, so that's no big deal. Alright, yeah. Several things I'm not used to seeing in there. I can't believe we have a pest's glaive. It's hilarious. We'll equip the scarab. Try not to shoot directly into the cliff in front of us. And watch carefully to see if these birds have glowing eyes, because I've got a rune boost I can use if I need them. Whoever that was with the wavy hair in front of me definitely has quite the outfit. Why am I missing so bad today? Also, the flail, like, dangling off your hip like that is actually kind of the worst thing I've seen. Like, that's even worse than it hitting you constantly while you're running, holding it. Like, having it on your hip like this, it's constantly hitting you in, like, the Achilles. Look at this. That's not practical at all. So I think we'll aim to farm up, like, 500,000 runes, maybe? Enough to get our intelligence and vigor upgraded, anyway. And then we'll go and fight Radahn, and I think we'll wrap up the stream. Actually, no, we should go and see Ranni first. Like, I'm kind of doing this in the wrong order. Like, we should go and at least meet Ranni. So we'll have to fight Loretta and everything, but I think once we've got Ranni's quest underway, we'll at least be on the path to get the weapon next stream, you know? We're only 2 hours and 10 minutes into this playthrough, so pretty smooth so far, I would say. Obviously, doing Ranni's quest basically as soon as possible, so I think we should be able to get the weapon before Morgott. Before Lanedale, even. Because so much of it is off the beaten path, or on, like, Altus. But that should end up with us being able to complete a substantial portion of the game. What's our new friend's name? Astro Boy. And I made him look as anime as possible. Which right now is being spoiled slightly by the fact that he has glowing red eyes, but... Where's the light source in this scene? He looks very anime. Glowing eyes is an anime as it gets, yeah. With red eyes, the only way he could be more anime is if he also had grey hair. Like it wasn't going to fall off that time. This is the way I will probably spend another hour or so between streams, just taking care of business and probably getting us to like roughly level 110, I want to say. But for now, at least, let's aim to get to somewhere in the 60s. That'll be good for Radahn. Did we put any points into strength? I don't think we did, right? We started with 11 strength. That or thereabouts. Red Eyes Black Dragon, yeah. Red Eyes Black Dragon in this is Bale the Dread. What an abuse spot. Wow. Oh yeah. No, this has been a thing since like the early days of the game and they've never patched it. So it's pretty viable. The other best rune farm in the game is like you see all of these enemies who are just kind of hanging out down here. Trust me, they are enemies if you aggro them. Like there's a couple of weapons that have really good AoE or like sweeping arcs that you can fire down that hillside and take out a bunch of them in one go, and that's how people farm in New Game Plus, because the best weapon to do it with is the weapon you get for beating the final boss of the game. But it's really funny that two of the game's best rune farming spots were in the same place, and it's actually very not difficult to get here, because I mean I got here in the first 2 hours, but it's kind of obscure the way of getting here. Like, you either have to align yourself with a faction that specializes in PvP, which is not something people typically like to do in Souls games if it's their first time playing. Like, I played completely offline because I was scared of people invading my world. Even though it's not on by default in Elden Ring. The only other way you can get to this area is through a teleporter in one of the last areas you can access in the game, which is also entirely optional and kind of obscure. So it's kind of hilarious that they found 2 ways of farming runes, which most players would never even have seen this area. Like, I genuinely, on my first playthrough, I never came here. Like, I never came to the Mohgwyn Palace area to begin with. Just didn't do it. And I beat a lot of the other optional content. Like, I beat Malenia on my first playthrough. I did, like, a ton of the side stuff. Did all of Ranni's quest line. I didn't do everything with Fia and Gold Mask because I didn't really know how those quests worked. And I missed the chance to even talk to Fia the first time around, so for whatever reason, that quest, like, never came through for me. Let's pop this as well. And then we should be over the line for 500k, which which is not bad. And now we're putting Vigor up to a decent amount. We're cramming loads of points into Intelligence. 28 Vigor is pretty good. The Flail scaling is still pretty low, but that's because it's plus 14 and it does bleed. So we'll re-equip our Meteorite Staff. And probably a different Talisman. I mean, we can probably go with Radagon's Source Seal against, like, Loretta. Trying to think what else would be useful to us right now. Spinning Weapon with Winged Sword Insignia would not be too bad. Axe Talisman is kind of useless because we're not doing a whole lot of charged heavies. I don't know, I think we're probably just going to go with all of the more magic-focused talismans later. Either way. Let's get moving. We'll go... yeah, northwest. We'll just ride to King's Realm Ruins. We don't need to use the teleport this time around. Later on, we might also start getting some more of the memory stones. Got the Platinum Trophy and did as many of the quests I could be bothered to do. Now I do similar weapon cosplay-based challenge runs without worrying about all the content. Yeah, I think, honestly, if you're going to do a full playthrough, like, I would still probably be on my second or third at this point. Like, you have to be pretty dedicated to do all bosses, even all Remembrance bosses with every weapon in the game. Like, that just feels too intense for me. Another completely broken one where you jump off the map somewhere and get runes for everything in the place. Incredibly sad when they patched it. Yeah. Yeah, there's still some speedrun tech that involves exploiting glitches with... oh, there it is. With, like, unloading arenas and stuff, right? Like, I'm pretty sure most of them, they just kind of fall out of the map and let the boss die. As long as you're still swinging your sword or something, then they die before you do, and that means that the boss is beaten. Trying to do a 100% run right now. After that, I'll do a Frenzy Flame run and call it there. Fair play. Yeah, 100% is probably the faster alternative to doing what I'm doing. What's up, EG?
Well, I presume. Oh, I am an old story. Perhaps you.
Oh, this reminds me that we never actually fought Darrowil, did we? What's up, Alex in Quotes? Welcome in. Yeah, we never met Blythe and everything. You know what? Let's not worry about it. let's not worry about that. Having EG as the blacksmith does mean we get to buy any of the smithing stones that I've missed so far. Like, typically I get the 3s and 4s of the somber smithing stones from EG. Bob and weave, baby. Alright. Here we are in Carrier Manor. Basically making a beeline for the Loretta fight, so we won't be exploring too much. Even spells like Carrion Piercer I'm like not that interested in getting. If you want to avoid all of the finger traps, by the way, just stay on the rocks. Except for that guy, but you know. Hate him anyway. One of these days we'll get to do a Sword of Night and Flame playthrough. In 2030. It's going to be real fun fighting Loretta with a weapon that's mainly doing magic damage, but... and bleed, which does not work on phantoms. Excited for the ringed finger run? Me too. There are actually a couple of weapons coming up in the B section of the alphabet that I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, the ringed finger, late though it is going to be spectacular. Can't even imagine what life is going to be like by then. Probably the same, but a little bit worse. What was that about me being an optimist? Oh yeah. We'll get another level or so in here. Dex is doing nothing for us at this level of weapon scaling. We'll be older and not wiser. Yeah, that's probably true. I like to avoid fighting the wolves here if I can. They're just doing their thing. Get dunked on. Avoid the troll knights. Got to deal with 2 pages on this side. 420, get wrecked. Very nice. Still haven't fixed the flask, have we? No worries. In we go for Loretta. I'm using Renala's signature move here. Oh, fun. Didn't expect to get a stagger somehow. Don't know why I drank there. I've got almost near full health. Pretty good. Good fight. Clean. See you later, Big Kev. Have a good one. I have no idea what you said you were off to do because for some reason it got asterisked out for me, but hopefully whatever it is, it's good fun. Oh, it also occurred to me just now. Spinning weapon is fun as a weapon skill. But I think whatever's in... Where'd it go? I've lost where I was. Unless the scarab, like, ran away. Yeah, the scarab that's in these ruins up here, I think, has a cold Ash of War. I don't know how cold scales. I don't know if it's still just with intelligence or if it's, like, a better mix of int and dex for a dex weapon to use. I have a feeling it's just worse magic scaling, but I could be wrong. Because Frostbite is just its own status effect. It's just like adding bleed to something. What it scales with and what it does is magic damage. But I don't know if the scaling is better than just a magic infusion for like multiple stats, like Dex Int. Anyway, here's the boss.
Oh, I believe it pleaseth but tarnish. I have no intrigue.
No particular reason, because I haven't bothered to do any of the stuff with Roger.
I soured, but I require. I anticipate. Good. There is. I would have the. I have called. Ah, heed not. I am sure. Thou needs not. It hath been a.
Alright, let's go down the tower and see the lads. And Celavis, who I will not count among the lads because he's an idiot. And then we might actually end the stream by fighting Radahn, because I thought the rune farming was going to take longer.
I'm told I will keep together.
Together!
Name's Blood. Glad to have you. Well, I'm situated. The Eternals. I'm planning to go. See if I can. See if I can. Don't keep me waiting.
I don't know, but since I asked, I come and pay me, should you? If it were up to, but who? I come and pay me, should you?
This is me hitting you with my flail.
Actual service to
I swing it at your face. Alright, cool. Puppet Man is definitely not a homie. Correct. Alright, the Zoom call is over. We could go and do Celavis's quest line now-ish, possibly, but I don't think we actually need to. Like, I think you just need to find the basement. And then you can skip a lot of the other stuff. Magic Scorpion Charm might be worth getting, though, and it's not too far out of our way, so let's do that. Yeah, cool. Don't need to do anything else here. Because all we need to do is give him the Amber Starlight, and regardless of whether we do anything with the potion after that, he gives you the Magic Scorpion Charm, which is missable otherwise. It's basically Radagon's Soul Seal, but specifically for magic damage, so we might as well use it.
Did you not read? Perhaps I'd like you to. Even you. Now I shall find. I expect.
There's also a memory stone in his tower, so it's worth going here anyway. Let's give the potion to Gideon.
Then I bid you. I am known as a Tarnished. You now belong. You'll be then as the inheritors. We of the Godrick the General Traitor Right Morgwyn, and you'll still be after. Isn't what he said? The round table. But good. You guys just tell him, despite no is inevitable.
I thought you'd receive the Felly Luke. I'm glad to see I found it in God. You were the one to make good use of. I don't intend.
Nice. We'll keep the Arsenal Charm just in case, because later on we might want to keep a light roll but still equip hefty armor. So maybe we'll have a chance to do that. And yeah, I think after we've at least got the puppet stuff going, then we can go and fight Radahn.
Well done, very well. Now
Ah.
you find out if you put your... You well? You know, fish fine, and you trick my believer. You yearn. Well, but perhaps now.
We'll use Jar White because Theralina is cheaper to buy later. Not that I plan on using either of them, really. Now we go fight Radahn. We're going to attempt, once again, the trick of leaping from Church of the Plague. Also occurs to me I haven't used a Great Rune yet. But I'm not certain if I will need to or want to. Can we get 7,000 more runes? Yeah, just about. Just so we're not losing too much here when we jump off the cliff. Not that it's a problem if we lose runes, because we're farming them now. Sorry about the sound of Millicent over there, by the way. That should be enough, yeah. Easy. Did I get the Frost Ash of War? No, I don't think we need to worry too much about that in the end. Still getting 50 vigor from, or 50 health from a point of vigor is pretty nice. I think we nailed it. But the Stake of Marika icon didn't show up, so I think we need to land in a slightly different spot. Yeah. I think I got the jump timing better, though. This is good practice for when we have to do the speed run to the DLC. Yeah, it's all about holding forward once you do that jump. And now the Stake of Marika is on the screen, so we're good. Sweet. Let's fight Radahn. At a weird time of day. Ouch. Sorry, Torrent. Yep, looks like that worked. The bleed, though. Ouch. Alright, time to try and get him away from the squad, if possible. There we go. Nice, good fight. Had to stay in his crotch the entire time, but we did it. Do you just need to follow walkthroughs, or is there a method to the madness? Honestly, just explore. Like, if it's your first time playing the game, just go and have an adventure. The advice I will give you is to go for maps once you start exploring an area where you don't have the map fragment yet, and you'll find the little icons on the map, the little pillars, kind of like a little glowing thing along a road somewhere. Those will make themselves known once you enter that area, or like once you've started to explore that area, and use that to kind of chart your way around. And then on the map, anything that looks like something interesting from above probably is. Like anything that's not a road, a field, or like a little chunk of ruins probably has something interesting about it. And honestly, even some of the ruins will have some interesting stuff about them. So yeah, if you just take a look at the map, and like, this is probably something, and like, these are probably something, and these buildings here are probably something, and this kind of glowing cave here is probably something. Just search that way, and you'll uncover a ton of stuff along the way. Make sure you talk to all of the NPCs until they're repeating themselves. That way you know at least that you've exhausted their dialogue. And honestly, those are the only major tips that I think I can give, because the rest of it is all just about exploration, discovery, and lucking into stuff, or stumbling upon stuff about the world. But as long as you're trying to go to new places, you will find your way through this game. Alright, weapon scaling's looking better now. We'll go for 30 Vigor and 42 Int. And at this point, yeah, I think with that done, and the road to Nokron open, we will probably wrap up here for the day. You just probably need more patience then. Yeah, this is definitely one of those games. Definitely one of those games that requires a little bit of patience. But use the map. Like, the map is such a useful tool in this game, if it's your first time playing. Right, we're going to end this here, friends. This demonic presence. His big cheeks, though. We're going to wrap things up there, and I'm going to hopefully be back at some point, if not on Sunday, then on Tuesday next week. But like I said, I don't know for certain yet whether our next 8-bit Dungeons D&D session is going to be on this coming Sunday or a future Sunday. So, in the meantime, I'm going to find somebody to raid and drop you off with them. Stay tuned for anything else that's coming up. Obviously, you can follow me in Blue Sky, the usual places. I'll also post on YouTube when I'm going live with Minecraft, and we normally do Minecraft before we do Elden Ring. We're going to go say hi to Apothec Decay, who is playing Stardew Valley today, so an absolutely incredible game to raid into, and a complete tonal shift from Elden Ring. But yeah, I'm off to have my dinner. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy New Year to all of you who are coming in for the first time in the new year. And I'm looking forward to playing a little bit more of this when next we stream. But until then, folks, have yourselves a good one. I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye for now.